Welcome back to Mists. Last time, a kooky old elf took you down into a cave.
He did do that thing. Oh shit, I'm not in the game.
Wesley!
Yeah, my bad.
Professional!
Yeah, my bad.
Round of applause, please.
My B.
Tali, can we get a stock applause?
Oh yeah, totally. I'll give you that. I'll give you a few, like, screamer effects or something. Like, woo.
No. Thank you.
We've been doing this for 3 years. Woo, congrats!
In my defense, I was eating bacon.
In defense of Celsus.
That is a very good defense.
This time, you have realized that Howlite is now where you left her. It.
Hey.
Where did it go?
Stop!
Where did the wind go?
I have no idea.
You're not in the cave. I'm gonna say you have not climbed up the ladder out of the city yet, just to, like, pull it back a little bit and get us back into everything.
Yeah.
Cross and Marin are kind of briskly leading you all out back towards where that ladder was. And can everyone but Howlite, maybe actually no, everyone and Howlite, roll me an intelligence check.
I'll do that
Oh
thing.
boy, an intelligence check.
Vari, can you roll it at advantage?
Okay.
I'm
Someone
curious.
You all realize as you're, like, approaching this ladder, in order to get down into the city, there's this big drop between the cave and the city. And 2, that means the zombies fall off the cliff every time that they come back into the city.
Huh.
Are they not dead yet? How wide is the curse that they keep coming back?
They're full damage resistant.
Guys, I just thought of something stupid. Has anyone got any magic to mold the earth?
We're not doing any of that right now. We need to get
No,
out of here pronto.
not tonight, but like, so, it's just gonna stand there looking pretty, or are we gonna climb up?
Come on.
No,
last one
I'm-
up. You guys go.
I'm mulling over your idea in my head right now.
Ah, cool.
We can mull
Let's
it
roll
over
climb.
later.
You realize, as you're kind of, like, climbing up, looking up, that there's a very large hat above you. As
A hat?
Howlite seems to be surveying.
I'm at the top, just,
Oh.
like, kind of like running my hand along, like, the side of the entrance of the cave, checking, like, the quality of the, like, earth there and everything, like, the like, the ladders, supports, and all of that as everyone comes up, I think. Well, welcome back. They say, just, like, not looking back. Still inspecting everything very closely.
Varys just kind of like squints again and just kind of like watch, like stare at the back of their head, kind of like just trying to get a read, you know?
You want to make an insight check to see what Howlite is thinking about?
Okay, I think just that there's an overall, like, air of... They seem very purposeful and very, like, precise with what they're looking at. It's not really, like... They think to, like, anyone else it wouldn't really make much sense, but it seems like they really know what they're doing, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Very purposeful.
Okay. Yeah, I think Vari is just going to, at this point, like, turn and start leaving without really saying a word.
Perfect. I'm just gonna sort of wait and, like, take every last moment I possibly can to, like, study this place and see, like... I guess, could I ask you a question, like, in private, just for Howlite knowledge?
Sure.
I can roll for it if you want me to.
Yeah.
Okay.
How, like, look at stuff, man, focus, just, oh god, like, I'm kind of like poker, just, hey, we got, like, 45-ish minutes, maybe less, we should probably get out of here.
Yes, I was going to follow in your stead, they say, hand kind of just, like, trailing along a little bit of, like, stalactite. Well, yes. Did you find anything down there?
Walk and talk, this is dangerous.
I am indeed walking and talking.
No, yeah, freaking... Seems like they keep falling. totally dig a trench and fill it with acid from down there. By the way, there is an acid pool.
An acid pool? Further into the cave?
Uryte, instead of trying to explain, just flips to an empty page in his book and draws the diagram, giving his estimates of distance and all that with his excellent memory.
Well, it's gonna like flip to a page and kind of like compare it to what they've been sketching, which is just like entrance of the cavern, the few buildings they can see from the ladder, like not much, right? But like that whole entry area, and then like the tunnel leading up, and they're just gonna be like, about how far in is it from like here?
Let's see on that.
Have you ever figured out what the range of the curse that brings back the zombies every night is?
Well,
As I look
Are you
towards
talking to
Vari, the monk, and Cross.
Uh,
Have you ever figured that out, or have you not risked it?
risking it is not part of my vocabulary. We've been playing it safe.
As we're going down this tunnel, I kind of like spread my hands out to either side. Is it wide enough that we have to go single file, or could you like say 2 zombies would fit side by side down here?
It's 2 in most places. Some places it's 3,
Okay. Okay.
but mostly 2 overall. You can comfortably walk, kind of staggered, or 2 by 2 if you want.
Okay.
What about on someone's shoulders?
It's
Could you ride
I
a
think I
horse
said
down
it's
it?
like 6 to 8 feet tall. There's some places that are lower, there are some places that are a lot higher.
What I've been looking into while you were all in the city is the best spot to, say, mount an attack on the lantern zombie. If we were to sever its lantern, it would act as almost a lure for the others, allowing for easy handling of them. But the problem is getting that zombie into a position where they're vulnerable. I've had a few thoughts on the matter. One of which being, as they're like walking, they just kind of like extrapolate, like pointing around, luring them into a choke point here, trapping that choke point with either one of us or... My current running theory is a small but focused blast of reverse leaf rot cure to vaporize the zombie on the spot. Using the same concept as returning the trees to the dead, doing the same to the corpse, rendering it inert and unusable by the lantern. Unfortunately, the infrastructure of this tunnel doesn't seem like it would be able to handle a blast very well. And it might just simply leave us all trapped here were we to attempt something like that.
Also, there's more than one way into this cave.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is there?
Cross?
Not that I've found. I'm
Right.
not
Playing
the
it
most
safe.
observant, though.
Feel like it's
See,
worth...
me missing 20 years.
Indeed. I feel it's worth a shot to simply survey the surrounding area just a little before...
I can't imagine that there's
Something
not another entrance. Or, if there isn't, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be too hard to possibly create one. Most of the ground around here is either some sort of form of, like, volcanic, kind of looser ground that's very fertile, which is why all the farms do so well, or it's made of the marble that this cave is made out of.
I may posit a dumb concept. We could even bore a hole into the center of the town's fountain. That seems to be centralized. Would probably lead right here.
It would. Speaking as the center of the city is a fucking large water source.
I'm mildly concerned that there may be another entrance somewhere in the city as well. If this necromancer's been at large for who knows how long, it's possible they've even taken up residence in the town, gone unnoticed. They seem like a conniving sort. I feel like we'd do best to at least take a little bit more precautions before starting a fight. Mayhaps at least
I'm
wait
not
for the
even sure
shields
that
to be
there is a
finished.
person.
That is Fair.
Could be some form of relic.
Our
inside
compatriot
the center
seems
of that
to-
sunken city.
There could be. Our compatriot seemed to believe that someone talked to them. A voice that spoke when they touched the lantern. I presumed as much, that it might be this necromancer.
Could you, by any chance, take us to the person who touched the lantern?
That shouldn't be too hard. Erevan, is she still within your care?
She's in the care of his wife, as I nod towards Cross.
Oh, she's in good hands.
Then we should go to her. I don't see a problem with
I'm
that.
not sure that's the
I
best
see so many
idea.
problems with that.
She's your wife, is she not?
Yes.
She's my wife. Apparently I've been gone for 20 years, though. And I do not
most of
think
the
she
town-
wishes to see me.
I
Most
believe
of
you
the
should
town
start on the
thinks
right
you're
foot.
the one who summoned the zombies because you disappeared about maybe a week at most before they started roaming and trying to break down their doors.
What's the worst that could happen? We're with you.
The entire town mobs
They
against
kill
us,
him.
and they kill all of us.
And us.
That's a very bad scenario. I don't think that will happen.
You asked for the
People
worst.
driven by fear can do a great many things.
And if anything, I can
Holy
make them,
shit.
like, decide not to kill us.
I can disguise myself.
I would
Perfectly
suggest
fine
that.
if you insist on me going, but I don't see a point in me going if you're
think
going.
you should go. You know the most
No,
about
no.
Keelamore.
I'll go in Cross's stead.
I don't know, I feel like his wife kind of wants to see him again.
If anything,
going
she
to
may
get
feel like you're
killed.
avoiding her.
Metaphorically.
You're
Yeah,
gonna get
She's not
smited,
going to
literally.
kill you, Cross.
Oh, she is going to smite me.
She
Oh,
will.
definitely.
She will burn him to a crisp.
Oh no, not to a crisp.
I don't
just
think she
enough to
would
get a
burn
point
me.
across.
First, no, she would
No,
throw
she will
me
burn
in.
him to a crisp.
She's a holy woman. Is she not more polite than that?
You have not seen her angry.
Oh, I've known a man
I've been with a
many
holy
holy
woman
woman with
before.
a temper.
You're
Sure.
all very concerned. This doesn't seem too big of an issue.
I'm not concerned. I'm laughing because I know what's coming.
Just
Listen
talk
here,
to
lizard
your
lizard.
wife.
I haven't talked to her in 20
Anyway, we can finish this discussion once we're out of the way of the zombie horde.
Yes, out of the tunnel, out.
Before we leave,
Uh,
Var's going to like look to the rest, kind of like, if you wouldn't mind going ahead down the tunnel for a bit. I think I need to talk to Cross about something, and it's a private matter. Just wait for us up at the entrance,
Out
and
of
make sure
sight.
no undead see you.
can I inside check that?
We're not gonna wait that long.
Yes, go right ahead.
Go for it.
4!
I was about to say, does it look like she's planning to, murder him or
Deception,
take his
deception.
place?
Just
There's probably something shady going on there, but I really don't care.
It hasn't been 24 hours yet. I still
It
have
has
my
nothing.
portent.
Yeah, you
Am I allowed to make am I allowed to make Erevan's roll a 4?
Yes.
Shit, my. Also, I should have done that
Zero,
at
we
disadvantage because I probably have a level of
did we
exhaustion.
all fall for the snake?
You all fell for the snake.
I think we got about 30 minutes left, so don't be too long.
We'll make sure to warn you, should the zombies be early.
Yeah, you'll probably hear Erevan screaming, have at you, bloody undead or something.
Maybe
No.
he'll stand
the
awkwardly at
dawn,
the bottom of
father.
the zombies' basement. That'll give them a right spook.
We'll be right behind you. We just need a bit of space, a bit of talking space,
Very well. Take your time, but
All right.
don't.
Yes. We will do exactly that.
Very good.
You want Marin to stay as well?
Yes, Mara. I want Mara to hang back as well.
Cool.
Back of the group, basically, as the rest walk ahead, out of earshot. All right. Listen up, you two.
That's awfully conniving of you.
No. What do you make of this whole thing so far, Cross? I want to hear it specifically from you to see if
Are you
you've been
talking about
picking up on the
them?
things that I have.
Or the fact that I have lost 20 years of my life.
Forget about the 20 years thing for a
I'm not going
minute.
to forget about the 20 years.
No,
My
no,
daughter
no.
has grown up.
You've been doing just fine forgetting about the 20 years thing for the past however long.
20 years.
You can stand to do it for a little bit longer, Cross.
I cannot.
You've been doing so well ignoring it.
Alright, fine. I'll go back to ignoring it for just a moment.
I'm not going to start drama with you on this topic. There's more pressing matters at hand right now,
What do
Cross.
you mean? What do I think about them?
Okay, clearly.
I think they're just normal mercenaries. They seem perfectly fine.
Cross, no, you've been missing it. It's been in front of you this whole time, and you've
What
let
have
it
you
distract
seen?
you, Cross. Them. We have a fucking shield of the Church of Palor. We have a member of the Equinox Reserve. We have
I've heard of
the
all
blue
three of
skinned
their
one,
things.
whatever fucking organization she
The
belongs
kobold. Oh, not the kobold. Sorry.
to.
I
Yes.
think she's just a mercenary.
Yeah, very clearly, just a pygmy dragonborn, nothing else.
Yeah, the Dragonborn. He's very, very funny. I must.
I
admit.
understand your confusion with the whole kobold thing. I was
Listen, I'm
it
just
took me a moment.
kobolds.
That was a very awkward situation. But that's aside everything.
What are you getting at?
All right, listen to me.
I am listening.
So, you're sure that this is the group that was scrying on you previously, correct?
The same energy that was scrying on me is coming from the blue one that you're so concerned about, apparently.
And that one is specifically the one that was scrying on you.
Yes!
Do you know
The one that was scrying on...
Do you know how they were scrying on you,
I'm
Cross?
assuming some sort of scrying orb or something. They're pretty... not hard to come by.
And who would have provided that scrying orb to them?
A wizard! The Equinox Reserve!
The Church, the Equinox Reserve, any of these organizations could be providing them exactly what they need to find us down here. Do you
What is
think
wrong with
it's
them
kind of
trying to
funny
find us?
that this group of hired mercenaries are the
don't
ones
think
who were
they've
able to
been
find
hired.
us? Cross,
Vari!
you've been missing for 20 years.
Yes!
Do you think that it's a little bit odd that nobody has seemingly found you yet until now?
No, trust me, there have been people who found me. There was a wonderful adventuring party.
I remember them. They were all eaten alive. It
and
was
then got
horrible.
fucking murdered.
I was there.
It's not hard to find me if you can find a cave.
Alright.
I am not extensively trying to hide myself from anyone. I, in fact, would enjoy the help trying to get rid of these fucking zombies.
Exactly. Isn't it weird, Cross, that no help, not from the church, not from the reserve, not from anybody.
When an illness strikes and there is a mass outbreak, there is immediate help provided, correct?
Ooh, I
But
am
after a while-
wringing my sleeves right now.
But after a while, the illness dies down and it becomes endemic. It becomes a part of life. It has been 20 years. They have learned to adapt. They've adapted to this at this point. And the fact that it may go away with these people is more than I could ever ask for my wife. She deserves to stop having to deal with this. And if these people, however sketchy you may think they are, can do that, I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay, Cross, but what comes next after we participate in this little plan of theirs? What do you think is coming next afterwards?
I think they're going to get paid and then move on.
But who will... who will be coming down here after they move on?
Me!
Just you? Or do
Probably
you think
not.
after,
I would love the Equinox
after
Reserve to come helping me.
After they leave this cave, you already saw the letter that their paladin had tried to send out, right?
Yes, because he's a paladin.
It's because he's working for the church.
Yes, because he's a paladin.
Yes. What?
God, I love Cross.
What do you think is going to happen to you, Cross? After
I'm
they
going to go
leave, they send out their reports, their organizations that they represent, that they are down here representing, and those organizations move in on us, right? On what we have going on down here. What do you think they're going to do to us? Do you think they're going to just let us
Hopefully not
continue our
kill
work
us.
down here, or do you think they're going to boot us out and then profit
honestly,
off of our hard work after all of our years of methodical work down here?
Alright, let me put it to you this way.
Yes,
I came
Cross.
down here and hope to stop whoever fucking ignited whatever the fuck is making those zombies stay fucking alive. The moment that is gone, I am either retiring, or I'm going to come back down here and continue my research into what the fuck Guillemot is. And if the Equinox Reserve or the Paladin Order of Palor or whatever wants to come down here and fight me on it, I'm not going to put up with them. I will fucking leave. I don't care enough. It's interesting, and I want to know what the fuck is going on, because God knows everything's going to hell and back for the last 20 years.
Cross,
What?
you're an elf.
Yes.
And even for an elf, 20 years is no mere passage of time.
Yes. The miracle I can notice.
Say we are kicked out of here. What exactly will you have to show for the 20 years that you've lost?
Oh, I know exactly what I have to show. Cross pulls out this gigantic notebook filled with scratch paper upon scratch paper and notes upon notes. This.
Right,
Now,
but
they're not
what
dated,
about...
but you can tell by my handwriting when we started using the acid, and I know... No, I don't know how long that was ago. Marin? Marin just shrugs.
But look here, Cross. Sure, you have all of your notes and such, but the people up there, pointing upwards, the people of Lemstead, they're not historians. They're not archaeologists. They're not astute, well-learned people, to put it kindly. When we return to the real world, Cross, what glory, what
Glory, do you
accomplishments?
care about glory? Because I certainly do not. I care about the safety of my family, and that's what it's always been about. I had a vision that because of this thing activating, that everyone I know and love would die. I'm just trying to put a stop to that.
Yes,
And
and
maybe
together we
because
will.
this thing is already
Oh, we will
happened,
stop it.
And that's it for me. I don't care about glory. Never have. I was a simple fucking alchemist.
Ross, I swear on my life, when we leave this cave, I'm going to see it that you are treated as the hero.
God, I love Vari.
I'm kind of glad no
You
one saved
didn't
that.
spend 20 years in a goddamn underground cave just to get booted out by the church or the reserve or whoever else. I have a plan, Cross. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what happens after we conduct this little relay race. But if they try to move in on our turf, I'm going to make them pay. I'm going to make them pay, Cross. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh my god.
Cross just kind of reaches forward and pats Vari's shoulder. Alright then.
Yeah.
We should get going.
All right. Marin, by the way, I'm going to need your help. That's why I wanted you here. I'm going to need your help on this. I'll talk to you more about it tomorrow.
God, the tone.
How's that sound?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Thank you,
I'm glad
Marin.
I didn't need to beat the sense back into you.
And God forbid you gave us any input other than just a shrug.
Oh my god! Yeah, fucking hell, that was amazing!
I don't get. I fucking love angry.
I'm going to
dogs.
make you the hero.
Yeah.
I love
That was
it. I love it so much.
I'm glad no one stayed back just because
Same.
that was flawless characterization.
Same.
I can only imagine that as you're walking, like as Cross gets more and more frustrated with Vari, you can hear vague words from Cross, but nothing comprehensible.
Curses.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds pretty cross back there.
Celsus starts walking faster.
Hey.
I believe whatever they're talking about is their business, and we should do right by them to not intrude.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going back there. It's not
I
like I'm
saw
trying to
you
go into my...
wanting to. You're
Listen.
practically itching like I don't know, a wolf pup?
Brass dragon? I don't know.
I've never met a brass dragon, but I have many a wolf pup.
Well,
And
you've met wolves. Like, you've talked to wolves?
Dance with wolves?
I've
I
talked to wolves.
suppose as much as you can talk with a wolf. Yes.
I mean, there's spells for
They're
that.
surprisingly
I wasn't
intelligent,
sure.
actually.
Your
as you can get
generalizations
them to
always
not
amaze
attack
me.
you.
Uryte. Yes, I have met wolves, if that's how you want to put it.
I mean, it would be kind of interesting if you've talked to them, too. Like, that would be another story to add to the book, and then... Anyway,
You want to know
Who
what
needs to
happened?
talk to animals?
I've talked to wolves.
how were they? Like, I've talked to other people that have talked to animals, but how are wolves?
Well, usually it's the ones I'm hunting for guild work, so usually they're hungry and or rabid. So they aren't very good for conversation.
Why would you?
And the ones that you met, Howlite, what were they like?
Simple. Looking out for themselves. Kind. There's a certain kinship I can feel towards wolves. I feel like they are... I don't suppose I know exactly how to put it. Simply that they're admirable. That's a good word.
They're just like people.
I believe you're taking liberties with my story again.
Oh
did
no,
not
I
say
was
those
comparing
words.
yours with his, and how, like, you know, there's a broad spectrum of people and whatnot. Like, he deals with, like, angry rabbit or such, and you were dealing with, like, a completely different kind.
Yes, mountain wolves.
God, they're still going.
You know, if they wanted to be unheard, they wouldn't raise their voices so much.
I know, right? Like, I'm having to keep these things flopped.
Did he say something about my letter to the Paladin Order?
Nah, I don't think
I think that was a letter for a package of butter that they ordered.
Probably.
Oh, it's been
Remember when he burned the letter in front of me, but I never saw what the letter was? Erevan still doesn't know where the Paladin Order letter went.
Oh my
Celsus
god.
quietly considers finding a new group to be a part of, and then decides that currently it's too much work.
Erevan may
to
not be
have
the
you
most
here,
observant, but he is
Celsus.
good at the two things he's good at.
Glad your companionship never wavers.
As you're walking, at about this point you get to the entrance of the cave, and I just want you all to make me kind of general stealth checks.
Yeah, sure.
Do we have a level of exhaustion or no?
Almost. When I'm basically doing it, when you get back to town, you'll have a level of exhaustion.
We
Gotcha.
can sleep, we'll be fine.
Hi guys.
Oh my god!
Clunk! You fucking clunk!
I rolled a 2
Uh-oh.
with an egg 1.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
God damn it!
If it's a group stealth check, we might be okay.
Yeah.
Generally okay, and Erevan is able to take it pretty. You have to take it pretty slow, but there you don't see anything yet. But you do hear a vague kind of rustling
Okay,
in the
everyone.
distance.
Don't mean to break the illusion of comfort, but have approaching zombies. Everyone just try and spread out a little bit. I like kind of whispers under their breath, just like looking around, darting under the trees, their eyes.
Ultimate twist.
Get away from the cave entrance.
Are they still in there?
At this point, they are walking, but they're a couple minutes behind you, and you're hearing rustling in the distance.
Okay.
They're still a little ways off, but you're starting to hear them.
You know what, I'm gonna counteract your loudness a little bit here. Sorry, Celsus, I can only do this to 2 people at the moment. Start to mutter under his breath a little bit and reach out and touch Howlite and Erevan as shadows kind of wrap around them.
Ooh.
And they go
Oh.
invisible as I cast this at the
Yeah.
3rd level.
That's fine, I'm competent enough.
Nice.
But hey, at least you'll be invisible.
I don't think you needed to give Howlite that.
I wanted to give it to her because it would be
I like
terrifying
it.
for her to sneak
I
behind someone.
like
Just,
it.
oh my motion there.
Keep it on me. I like it. I'm quaffing my celerity mutagen, my friend. I like it.
She gets one instance of like might fucking just destroy someone from behind.
Very nice, very nice. Where'd you pick this up, idiot?
You know, I'm not really sure. I just woke up one day and I was able to do it.
That's not normal.
A lot of me is not normal.
We'll talk later.
Vari, would you roll me stealth as you, at this point, are coming up to the entrance of the cave, and I will roll cross.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any jingly things on you?
I have my hobo cloak on.
Hobo cloak!
So it's basically all of my worldly possessions are on me right now.
Okay, so it's like dragging a rug across the floor. It's that each step you take
Fucking rug.
quietly, but still
I
audible.
have like spell components on me as well, which might be causing a racket.
Can I fan out to the trees and try and get a little bit of a like sight on the zombies? Get like
Oh yeah,
sights for them?
absolutely. Do you want to climb a tree?
Is it a fake tree?
I don't know. Can you roll me a perception check?
Try throwing a table at it.
Is the
That's the ultimate test to see
I'm
if it's
joking.
real.
This is a real tree.
okay? Because you know what I just quaffed, right? So yeah.
You touch the tree. Your hand doesn't phase through.
How like pauses for a moment, just like it feels real. Could be an illusion of touch. No, they don't do that. Climbs the tree.
Are there any bushes near the entrance?
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of shrubbery, kind of low.
Wisdom. Oh, it's just wisdom saves. Never mind.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, wisdom checks are fine.
It was still a 3.
It was still a 3, but you know.
Then I'll just be sitting in a bush waiting for those guys to come out of the tunnel.
Yeah, but can I get sight on the zombies? Do I see like generally how close they are?
Yeah, they're probably anywhere from like 60 to 100 feet out. So they're approaching, but they're still kind of shambling and slow.
Slow. None of them seem to be like rushing, like they spotted someone.
No.
Okay. I almost want to say, I feel like Howlite. Okay, they have a pan flute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they can use that to imitate like bird calls, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
I want
Absolutely.
to just
Best use of a pan flute.
like blow out like counting how many I see and or like how close they are, just to kind of give like just very softly down back to everyone else, give them to like a general concept of what's out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Here, the flute, or he will pull out his ocarina and kind of like respond in like a sort of trill of trying to like, you know, They make a bird call of a trill to be like kind of acknowledgement.
Awesome.
This was not set up ahead of time. Celsus just thinks they're birds.
Perfect. It's working.
Erevan, who has been checking for birds and not seen a single fucking bird around this entire town, apparently.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We'll realize that, yeah, that's probably fucking Howlite.
Vari at this point would remember, oh yeah, there's people up here who were waiting for us. Being completely distracted by the previous
birds.
conversation.
Object permanence Vari.
I'm gonna just try to sneak 50 to 100 feet away from the cave.
Which direction?
To the left of where the zombies are coming from.
Oh, right.
Just fucking off the path.
You are invisible.
I am invisible, so I'm rolling at normal because I'm wearing chainmail.
You managed to get pretty away.
What if Celsus isn't off the path? I'm gonna nudge Celsus off the path.
Yeah, I'll go off the path.
Yeah,
Just fucking get off the path.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
Let's just get out of the way so they can just go in the tunnel.
As Cross and Marin kind of exit, anyone who's looking, probably Vari, probably Howlite, Uryte maybe. The other two, no. You see, similarly to Uryte, Cross casts invisibility, and Cross and Marin vanish.
Okay,
Nice,
good.
okay.
You guys are safe.
Vari, though, is still in her hobo cloak,
Yeah, that's fine.
out in the open.
Hey, be quick, sounds like they're coming quick, and there's
Shut up.
Thank you.
Just hissing at him, just shut up. I know.
God, raspy steak.
Seeing that Cross and Marin are following standard procedure, which I'd say this is the normal thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of routine. I'm gonna follow my routine as well.
The zombies don't really go past, where this cave is, so if you go further into the woods,
So if I
there's-
go the opposite way from Lemstead, I'd be out of their range of interest, basically. Okay, then, yeah, I'm gonna start, making my way... Shuffling.
I'm sorry, does Vari start shuffling away from Lemstead?
Yes.
After we just agreed Vari's gonna come back and I'm going to jump down and grab the snake! Where are you going?
I need to go grab some things.
Don't take too long.
I want.
Let's go, but there's still that tightness of the grip of just what are you doing?
Howlite really goes this bitch.
Howlite's looking at me like this bitch, and Vari's looking back like this psycho.
Just you've got grabbed by nothing.
True.
I feel like Vari just saw Cross and Marin do that,
the
so
air. It's like,
Yeah.
which one
In
are you?
fact, yeah, actually, Vari might just assume that it's one of them.
Vari's about to get punched again. Fuck it.
Howlite's not gonna punch Vari, but Howlite is gonna oh, I got it.
Not fucking off the monk.
Howlite
Oh.
does the I'm watching you motion while invisible, so it doesn't fucking matter.
The Howlite classic.
The classic. Gotta hit him with the see you.
Are you all Howlite and Uryte? Are you going to start making your way
Making my way.
basically away from the zombies toward the town, like Erevan and Celsus?
I just realized that Cross and Marion are probably gonna just go back to that place they came from last time, aren't they?
Probably.
Howlite's just kind of very vaguely worried that Vari is just gonna dip completely, and it's you agreed to something, so actually, you know, it'd be kind of fun.
It's a really dumb
You know, it'd be
thing.
kind of fun.
What?
But
I almost want to follow Vari back. Just out of curiosity. I guess actually before I do that, should I ask, would I be too tired at this point to care, or...
It'll
Good
be
question.
a little ways into following Vari. You're pretty exhausted at this point. You will gain a point of exhaustion basically in the midst of following Vari. Which would give you disadvantage on stealth checks, but you already have advantage, so you'd be straight rolling.
Can I pull you into GM real quick? Just so
Oh
I can
boy.
explain,
Yeah, I think
like,
I'm
this-
gonna
this
follow
small thing I'm
Vari.
doing.
Okay! Howlite is
Leave me
following
alone.
Vari. Howlite, can you give me stealth? Straight stealth.
Of course. I'm gonna stay invisible. I'm gonna stay back about, like... I'm gonna just keep her in eyesight. Keep
Not
aware
hard
of my...
to miss her.
Yeah,
what
she's
you're looking for.
She's pretty obvious, but I'm just like... I'm gonna keep her in eyesight and just, like, stay back a decent distance so that...
Like 60 feet?
Yeah, like, keep a 60 feet distance on her, in eyesight, but not too close.
What's your passive perception, Vari?
14.
Not
Cool.
26.
You're following Vari for like a good 6 or 7 minutes. Like she's going pretty far out there to the point where you start to see that like ahead of you there's like there's some water. There's like a stream, like some sort of like flowing like body of water going through the woods. And you're about, I'd say like 100 feet out at that point when Vari kind of like starts going like around it, like starts like divulging off the path a bit, kind of like going around the trees, kind of like inspecting them for a bit before stopping at one and kind of like tapping the side of the bark,
Okay.
like hitting the tree and like shaking it a little bit. And you see you see a big like very well concealed boa constrictor snake lower itself down from the branches.
Ooh, alright.
And at that point, Vari goes through like all of her like magical like reagents and spell components and such, and brings out like a small kind of like vial with like a cork in it, which has been fashioned out of the tooth of a very large beast, you'd have to assume. But Vari takes that and uncorks it and kind of like taps a bit of something out and gives it to the snake. Before then whisper, I gossip with the snake for a little bit and I go and then carry on. And the snake goes back up into the tree.
I'm going to... Howlite's writing notes. Just
You
staring
motherfucker.
with intrigue at this. I'm gonna try and get just a little bit closer and see if I can't... You said you tapped a tree, right?
Yes.
Does anything stand out about this tree?
It just looks like a tree.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of keep like looking
Fur,
up.
maybe?
Are there
Maybe
more
it's like a big
snakes
pine
in any
tree.
of these trees by chance?
Can you roll me perception?
Okay, I can do that. 11.
You don't see any other snakes.
Okay.
You don't even see the snake that you were currently looking for.
Interesting.
Could you roll me stealth one more time? Continue following Vari.
Vari reaches like a point like alongside the water and like follows it for a bit more, for another like 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay. Does she seem to be going in like a different direction now?
Like a different direction how so? It's still like the same general direction that you've been
Okay.
going.
That's what I was wondering.
But eventually she reaches like this like a bunch of like large stones, basically a bunch of big rocks along the side of like the stream. Before she climbs up on top of one and jumps down between them.
I see. Okay. All right. Howlite sees this. Sees Vari vanish. Just like blinks. Like what? I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna head up to the rocks and just like climb up and just very carefully. I want to say while I'm running this way, I am being very careful not to stand under any direct line of a tree's branch. I know that's a little hard to do, but I'm trying to make my best effort to like weave out of any drop locations, if you will. Because
Alright.
I know I didn't see any snakes. I don't trust that there aren't just a million snakes. So, yeah, getting up to these rocks. What? Is there just like a hole?
You see, down between the rocks, there's where kind of like they are leaning up against each other. It kind of forms like a shelter,
Okay, all right.
right? And you can see down on like the dirt floor that there's a small fire pit. There's like sticks with some like claws suspended in them, which have been collecting water. You see like a rack for like fish, like fishing, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And alongside, like, you can kind of see there's a bunch of stuff written on like the underside face of like the rocks as well, but you don't see Vari anywhere.
Interesting. Can I make out what the writings are?
Would you be able to identify just by kind of eyeballing it, abyssal or draconic?
I don't think so.
There is from what you can tell, there is a mixture of common and 2 other languages.
Okay. What kind of energy are these writings giving me? Like the common words? Does it seem like normal writings, or does this seem a little bit more out there?
Culty?
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Howlite, what's your passive perception?
fuck me. It's 11.
Cat, wait. Poor cat.
Oh! Okay!
Howlite, why now?
Holy shit.
Well, time to start rolling up a new character. So,
Bye, everyone. It's been nice knowing you.
Bye, Howlite.
Alright.
A lot of trees,
Okay.
and as the sun kind of is beginning to rise, some of it glints off the water and kind of bounces into your eyes.
Oh, the sun's rising already?
Yeah.
Okay, how much longer do I have on my invisibility spell? I imagine like 30 minutes, right?
It's been more like 10.
Like,
Oh, so I've got like 50?
I'd say like 45 minutes.
Okay, I'm fine. We're on a river, right? Like a riverside?
A large stream. A brook, if you would.
Yeah, flowing water. So there's water sounds.
Yes.
Enough water sounds to potentially mask another sound, yes?
Enough, yeah.
I'm gonna hop down.
Alright.
You're gonna hop down?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, are you looking at
because
the
it's a bit of a drop.
It's
I just wanna see how
not
well you
much.
do
You
this.
It's
think
not
I'm gonna
much of a
fail my
drop.
acrobatics roll?
It's not much of a drop.
I just want to see how overkill you
I'm
go.
very overkill right now. I'm at 23 decks.
Now that you're actually down there, you hear a noise coming back from where you dropped.
Okay.
And looking back up, you'll see Vari is now up there, up on top of that rock again, kind of like, like
she's just
moving
up there?
very, very slowly, like
Okay.
peering over, kind of like scanning around again.
Okay, so if I dart around in this here, how the fuck did she get out? Do I see another exit somewhere?
Yeah, towards the water.
Okay. Well, it's gonna tiptoe that way, and I'm going to check around, looking at all these scrawlings. Are they all engraved in the walls, or is there something, like, more physical around here?
It's been like chiseled in.
Fuck me. Is there any, like, anything sitting around, I guess?
Like a box, you know, like a trunk, kinda. Like one of those that's been kind of like left. It's like kind of haphazardly angled against one of the rocks.
Okay.
Like there's some semblance of like a layout, basically,
So,
around like the fire pit.
Looking back up at Vari, does it seem like she's gazing around at the trees up there, or that her eyes are, like, darting down here?
Her eyes are passing over you without seeing you.
So she is looking down.
You can tell. Yes.
Okay. Right. God. Can I see enough of her to see if she's got, like, a weapon drawn or anything?
You cannot tell. She's got her hobo cloak on, hood up.
Okay. I'm gonna take the hand mirror out of my pocket. And I want to... when the invisibility spell's cast on you, you still have local sight, or no? Actually, that's the question I should ask first. Can I see my own hands? Can I see my own things?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay. Then, using the mirror, I want to see if I can't get a better angle on Vari. I want to make sure that she's not like... She just seems wary, right? Or is there something more?
Could you roll me sleight of hand?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, crit! Crit!
Oh god, okay!
Crit!
Duncan, how does Vari seem?
When Vari met Howlite,
Yes.
Howlite's like an assassin, basically, right?
That's not the vibe Howlite gives off, I don't think.
Or like, not like a assassin, but somebody who may use different like alchemical components, poisons specifically, is what I'm wondering about. Did I see like Howlite with a bunch of vials, basically? I know you have your...
I have a lot of pockets with a lot of little glass vials in them, yeah.
A lot of pockets,
Yeah.
a lot of little glass vials.
I know you have your things. Your things and your stuffs.
My things and my stuffs, yes.
Alright, but with your roll, you will see that Vari's preparing to cast a spell.
Ah! I'm gonna get out of the hole! I'm going towards the water!
What are you casting?
I'd like to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting out of sight lines immediately.
Howlite, you think this is a terrible thing that's about to happen to you.
If she's casting a spell, that could easily blow my cover immediately.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like Detect Poison and Disease might count. I feel like that would
That's
blow
a
my
very
cover.
clever use of that
It's
spell.
really clever.
Poisons?
I think. Okay, so what was it, Kat? What do I need to roll? What was that?
I was going to say acrobatics.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Howlite, in your specific things, do you have any vials of poison?
Let me check.
Range right now.
Hold on. I've got the smell gold. I've got the metal potion, warm watery lime, double speed. I've got. Oh. Yeah, I would. I've got sap from the reverse tree rot.
Ooh, yeah,
it would
that
give me
counts as
away.
a disease.
That would give me
What's
away.
the range?
The range on Detect Poison and Disease, 30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to say with that acrobatics, you are able to get out of range.
Okay. Am I able to
But
tell
it
what
is,
spell
it
was
is
cast?
concentration.
Do I have any inkling what she cast, or?
With your sight that you can see of her with using the mirror, I'm pretty sure when you're detecting poison and disease, like it has like an effect on like visual effect, right? Like it like causes like your eyes to like start glowing or something.
Yeah. But a lot of spells do that.
Yeah.
Howlite, can you give me an Arcana check
Sure thing.
to see if you can deduce what particularly this spell is doing? It's detecting something. That's all you can really gather.
Detecting something.
All of the detection spells tend to have an eye component when they take effect. So you can tell by detect magic is a blue spark in somebody's eyes. Detect good and evil is purple, typically, but
I'm more so wondering when she figured out someone was following, or if she's just paranoid. So, I'm near the entrance at the side of the water, right? How big of an entrance is this? Is there a door? Is it just open?
It's like open. The arch that the rocks form above Vari's encampment. It's kind of like that same size, where it then kind of opens up more out into like the actual riverbed itself.
I'm still debating on whether or not I try something. You said there was a chest, sort of pushed up against the wall, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Vari looking in relation to that?
She's still kind of like eyes narrow, just kind of like scanning the area once more.
Okay. But, is she looking on the opposite side? Is she looking towards that direction? Towards the door? Where's she looking?
Full scan, back and forth.
Full scan? Okay. Good
Full scan.
Good to know. I'm gonna stay put and watch.
Alright, as you're watching, Vari kind of turns back towards the woods, does another visual scan, before jumping down and dropping back down into the encampment again.
Okay, how close am I to Vari right now?
How close?
Yeah.
You are just outside of the encampment,
Yeah.
so you're
near the river.
probably still right outside like the 30-foot range.
35, 40 feet.
And I'm assuming I get like a sort of sense that if I get too close, it'll activate. So I'm gonna stay near the entrance so I can dart if I need to, but I'm just gonna watch. See what she does.
Vari's just going to wait and listen, kind of sitting still at her place, like by the fire pit, and just listen for a while. Before starting to move towards you, towards the trunk specifically,
Okay.
and popping open the trunk and rifling around, producing some things from like underneath her cloak, putting them away, shuffling more around before eventually she pulls out a basic kind of looking like steel dagger.
Okay.
And then after pulling that out, going back towards where she was sitting, kind of underneath the rock, and laying back and starting to like scratch away into the stone.
Oh. Okay. I'm looking around. I don't see any things that she could have grabbed that she might be bringing like she said she would, right? Nothing that like obviously stands out as it would help us with this situation.
You didn't get the impression that there's many things in that trunk, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
All she really took out of it was what looked like a pouch, like a small purse of money, as well as like some other tools which she brought over and is like using to chip away at like the stone's face.
Howlite leaning kind of up against the side of the rocks, keeps their breath kind of still. And can I see any of the scrawlings from where I'm at? Any of them?
You'd have to get closer. It's at a weird angle. Like the rocks are angled inwards, kind of creating like this. Like the encampment itself is practically squeezed underneath this rock.
Okay.
It's like Patrick's house. It's.
Then I've got an idea. So her using the dagger, I'm going to take small steps every time she's and more small steps, wait, and then I step forward every time she makes sound. Masking my footsteps with hopefully the sound of the river and the sound of her, that I can sort of get behind her.
I'd say like while you're doing this, this is important. While she's like carving away, she just kind of like reaches, like puts like a hand against her like forehead for a second. Is like, fucking concentration spells. And I'm gonna drop detect poison and like disease. I'm dropping it.
She had like a headache or some shit on it. That's funny.
I'm trying to write. I can't focus on both.
Yeah, it's fair. That's funny. All right. Yeah, if I'm able to get... Okay, seeing that she's dropped her guard a little bit, getting behind her, I want to get a good view of these scrawlings, and while I may not understand what they mean, I know someone who most definitely would understand what they would mean, so I'm going to start sketching what I see. Just seeing if I can't get
Copying
a
my
good
notes.
idea. Yeah. Places of interest, words of intrigue, that sort of thing. Into my notes.
So you know, like the classic corkboard, like red strands connecting like a bunch of like pictures and like worded phrases and shit. That's basically what she's doing, just in like engraving form. you see like
doing a fucking
big
cave
word
fan
bubbles of
version
like
of
Equinox Reserve, a big bubble of like Paylor. You see a bunch of like strings connecting them, like big lines that she's carved in with like blurbs of like speech going through like all different like all different dialects of like common, of like it goes from common to draconic back to like abyssal or whatever languages you may interpret them to be, all in one paragraph.
Oh my god.
She's like just sketch rough pictures too.
Does it seem
like-
like
of,
she
like, stick people.
changes languages for any reason, or if she just does it because?
ADHD crackhead energy.
Gotcha! That's what I was getting. Alright. Okay. Not intentionally sinister, but really fucking sinister. Okay.
Really?
Howlite's
evil.
gonna like, looking at all this and just like narrows her brow and like keeps trying to get that, and then once I've got a good sketch, let's say like, I don't know, 20 minutes, that seem good? Only sketching
How long has
really
your
when she's-
invisibility been up at this point?
That would be 30-minute mark then? And then it would be half over. I would use the other half to theoretically leave.
Right. How awkward would it be if you got up to leave and Vari did the exact same thing, and you just keep walking in like the same direction?
Is that gonna happen?
Because if you're packing up your sketch after Vari's finished like engraving on her stone on her big rock, she's gonna leave too.
Right. I'm gonna try and leave before she's done.
Okay.
Get a head start. I'm fast. I can probably make my way back.
If Uryte just dropped concentration.
That would be stupid. Alright. I'm good with the sketch. I've gotten pretty much all I need to get out of this. I don't need to confront her. I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
Alright.
Vari would make no further like attempts to like the guard's been dropped at this point. She wouldn't be suspicious that anyone's around anymore.
Howlite's just gonna be like, whew, that was close, and fucking dip.
That was very close.
God, you were sneaking
By
up
the
behind
way-
me. I had the feeling you were sneaking up behind me, and I was just like, I'm jumping down. She's
Yeah,
probably not in there.
That you changing position right then saved you from being like
Yes.
what I
Yes.
was going to do to you. Yes.
Yes. I'm well aware.
Good call. Good call.
I was like, I
Can I-
can't
Good
stand
fucking
there.
call.
Can I talk about Duncan crit failing and
Oh,
then Tali crit failing?
Did he crit fail?
I had to use one of my portents.
Oh, I heard that. I didn't
like,
realize
I'm
you
not-
crit fail.
I have fucking great feeling on this. I still beat you by one.
God damn.
If I hadn't have used that, I still would have beaten you by one.
Tali's passive perception would have won.
My passive.
Oh, that's right. You still have that.
The crit fail perception is bad.
Yeah, with your crit fail, I would have been like, okay, it's low enough
Yeah.
that Tali's passive
Wait, did we
perception
both
would've
crit fail on that?
clocked
We
it.
both
You
crit
both
failed.
crit failed
That's
on that.
amazing!
But somebody over here is
Portent?
busted.
Portent. Alright.
You're blaming me for being busted?
I'm not worried about Duncan as much, because I know Howlite's busted too, so...
Oh yeah.
We're both
Not
busted.
so busted when you have to re-roll a goblin.
I'm getting out of here with my sketch, and I am just like,
Get the fuck out of there.
I think we can
Book it.
end scene.
that was awesome.
And-
That was
I think we can move
amazing.
on to the
Oh
others.
my god.
That was really funny.
Crackhead Vari. God damn.
This episode is the perfect characterization of her.
Oh yeah.
You've learned so much already that I was not planning on revealing for a good while.
Well, I got an
I'm
invisibility
just
spell. I
that
wasn't
thing-
prepared for it. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll follow the snake.
Duncan, that thing didn't happen.
No, I'm sad.
Sad. It's alright.
It's okay.
It'll happen.
It'll happen eventually. Like, you know.
Erevan, Uryte, and Celsus, where are you going?
Celsus and the weed whacker next to him.
Away from the zombies.
Yeah, know that I was gonna go to where we met Cross and Marion the first time.
Honestly, I'm probably going back to town.
Going with Celsus.
Okay.
I'm assuming Howlite's following the other one, because that way we're in a buddy system. Not knowing Howlite invisibly fucked off after Vari.
Howlite definitely
actually,
made
now
the
that-
impression that they were following you guys, and then didn't.
Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like what Celsus would do is, despite him wanting to go back to town, because that is probably the safer location, probably stick with the one person he can see.
Alright, you're going to go where Cross and Marin are.
Yep.
It takes like maybe 10 minutes. And like once you're clear of the zombies, you can move a little faster. You come upon the tower again. It takes you a little bit because the hallucinatory terrain is fresh and there. And I'm assuming you're going to go in and descend into the cellar.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uryte's gonna make sure his presence is known. Just, knock knock, please don't shoot me.
If we left before them, shouldn't we get there before them?
They turned invisible. I was waiting until they got outside the door.
So yeah, Cross and Marin turned invisible, and then Uryte waited for Vari to leave.
Right.
So Marin and Cross got a few minute head start on you, and then you had to wait for Uryte because Uryte was behind you, and you wanted to stay close to the person who yada yada yada.
Yeah.
They were just barely able to beat us.
But as you descend, you notice as you enter the cellar, nobody's here.
Oh.
You do get a message of Cross just being like, we are going back towards the town. We just stopped to get supplies. Meet us there.
Ah, good. We get to stay the night in a safe place.
You haven't never slept in a not safe place?
No, I have. It's just I prefer safe places. That's why they're called safe.
As he's climbing back up and getting. I mean, fair. I think I've just been on the run so much I kind of forgot what safe really is.
I do not envy you.
Fun. Oh shit, Erevan, are you still here?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought you were going to town because you were invisible. Wait.
I'm keeping you two dumbasses safe.
Hey, I'm not dumb. Besides, if push comes to shove, I'll just drop invisibility and, put on
Sorry, I'm keeping your dumbass safe. Invisibly, I point at Celsus. He's the smart one.
I'm pretty smart. I can only assume you're pointing at the wizard.
Yes. Right, I forget I'm invisible.
Yes! Which shows how smart
I'm
you
honestly
are.
surprised you guys didn't hear me following you.
So, back towards town.
Lovely.
God, you guys... Never mind, you know what? Thank you. Nothing. Oh, wait, so where's Howlite? Wasn't she... here too?
Oh, no.
Bob, how long
I'm going to assume that she did the smart thing and went to I have no idea where she is.
It's
Howlite
Howlite.
could just be sleeping in a tree somewhere for all I know.
But she knows that invisibility only lasts for an hour. She's not that stupid, right? Right?
Meanwhile, Howlite in a tree. Raccoons gathering around the base.
I love being called stupid for doing the smart thing. Thanks, Uryte. Great. Glad you're my friend. Totally.
Aww.
So
He's
nice.
nuts.
Celsus is the one calling you stupid, but Celsus calls everyone stupid.
Celsus, I don't get offended by, because how can you be offended by a man who's always an asshole?
Exactly.
It's like you cover
No
your own
point getting
bases.
offended by a guy that's always an asshole.
Exactly.
How long of a walk was it from the cave to this place again? I forget.
That was 10 minutes.
Ah, okay.
It's an hour and a half roughly back to town.
Ugh.
Off we go.
Alright, you head to town. It's pretty uneventful.
Yo,
Yay!
let's
Hey,
go.
Bill.
Welcome back to
Classic.
the...
No.
Welcome back!
To the mess.
Wait, does anyone see Cross or Marion?
You don't immediately see Cross or Marin as you enter town, roughly, if this is town, you're coming in, this direction.
Yeah. He probably didn't go to see his wife first. Probably.
Well,
I
there's
doubt
worse
he's
places
going.
to go get some sleep. God, how long have we been up?
Too long.
Is he, 6 or so hours, give or take? Probably more.
Oy.
I need to go do my morning prayers and then go to sleep.
Don't forget your nightly prayers, too. You missed those last night.
No, I did those before we left.
Oh,
It's his life. I'd assume that he's good.
you'd be surprised, man. And again, some gods don't care as much.
I'm going to bed.
Oh,
I went to talk to Ava, definitely. Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna head to Ava's and just sleep. That makes more sense.
Erevan, as the person who is not going to bed.
I'm going to bed after I do my prayers.
Well, as you're approaching the church to go do your morning prayers, goddamn, you see like a block down from the church. You see A, Marin, and B, a man who does not look like Cross, but he is anxiously pacing.
Did he?
Hell yeah.
Probably,
Did he?
It's my man.
I am going to... How close to the entrance to the church are they?
Nowhere near earshot. Maybe 120 feet. Maybe
How
150.
close are they to my walking path between where I currently am and the church?
You have to pass them.
Fantastic. I'm grabbing the man that anxiously is pacing, that definitely doesn't look like Cross, on the shoulder tightly, and just walking him into the church.
Can you make me a grapple check?
Oh my god, Cross, please!
what are the odds that I... What are the odds
That's his athletics. Can you roll me perception?
Me?
Such a fucking power move. Oh my god.
You are dragging this man.
Uh,
This man has a +0.
Just
I'm
on the
going to
shoulder,
make sure
let's
that he
get this
doesn't
over with.
I don't know what you're Stop it! Let go of me!
I'm coming in for the sole purpose of making sure that his wife does not kill him.
I really want to be here for this!
Where you going, Celsus?
To make sure that a man's wife doesn't
I just look
kill
over my
him.
shoulder at, what's his name? The monk.
Marin?
Marin, and say,
Marin.
you coming?
He walks slowly. Which is, he's a monk. It's very funny to watch him walk slowly.
Just, enjoying watching his boss get manhandled to his wife.
Celsus is going, or it's just gonna fall in since he said that.
Alright,
I'm
you
just
drag him
gonna
into the church.
Open the church, push him in, and guide him to where I suspect his wife is, and just drop him off in front of her and walk away without saying anything.
Genevieve is very confused that you dropped this random man at her feet.
Trust me, he's not that great at disguising his voice as he is his face.
The Cross
Be
just
subtle.
shuts
As I
his
wave,
mouth.
as I walk away towards to the altar to do my
As
prayer.
I walk past him, I just say, way to be subtle.
Yeah, sis. Also, disguise self doesn't really do much.
Cocks an eyebrow. Looks at Erevan walking away, and the Uryte and Celsus kind of standing back, and Marin. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Okay, hold on!
Did you just dispel magic in a goddamn church?
Cross quickly turns around and, immediately counterspells
Oh
that.
my.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing!
And there you go, you've talked now. I win.
Bastard. Fucking lizard.
He does the lizard tongue thing. Trust me, it's easier to get the band-aid off.
You are lucky that I am not going to kill you right now, especially in a church.
So what's the wife doing?
She's sitting there, smirking, arms crossed, waiting for him to turn around. And Cross just kind of freezes.
Like the comedic look over their shoulder because they turned her back on her, just to look over the shoulder of, oh yeah.
I will see myself out. and Cross begins walking. Genevieve's just sitting there smirking. I'm not going to kill you. I don't know what you think.
He's so dead. That is exactly what you would say if you were going to plan on killing somebody there.
And Cross kind of stops, looks over his shoulder, looks back at the door. His shoulders fall. He walks back over to Genevieve
My man's dead.
and continues standing there as he walks back up. And he kind of hangs his head. And you see Genevieve pick up his chin. There's like a soft smile across her face. And then she fucking backhands him.
There it is!
Yep.
There it is, this man! Oh, I knew it was coming.
But it's like the backhand that she then grabs his face and kisses him.
The classic.
Classic mixed messages.
Yep.
Classic. This is why
It's
he's
enough
so
to kill.
confused.
It's enough to kill anybody like Cross instantly. The man has scrambled eggs for a brain.
Listen, now he's got scrambled heart.
And Genevieve just like pulls him into a hug. And she whispers something into his ear that you guys cannot hear.
Good.
You lot are going to get me all killed at this rate.
I like you too much.
Well, if you do die, imagine the pain and grief that she would have to go through if we said, "Oh yes, we found your husband," and then he died.
Listen, I thought she thought I was already dead.
Wait, didn't we tell you?
Yes, you told me, but I thought, for the longest time, that she basically thought I died. Which happened to be, like, probably the majority of those 20 years, even though I don't remember them going by.
I think if everyone believed that you were dead, no one would have suspected you.
I could have become a lich.
That counts as dying.
I'm not going to die. My wife isn't going to kill me, thankfully. I love you.
Aw.
I have 20 years of explaining to go through, so I will not... Bye.
And I left a show for it too, right, Cross? Right?
The little Vari appears on Cross's shoulder.
What? Wait, Howlite is probably arriving at Avis at this point, and then Vari is entering town.
Alright, before entering town, It's morning at this point, right?
Yes.
So, are people starting to wake up and, like, open up shops?
Yeah.
Cool. Before going into town, and of course, you know, approaching, like, the guards, I'm sure, like, waiting at, like, the front
There are no
gate.
guards in this town.
No guards?
No guards.
There's no guards?
Duncan.
Okay,
There are no guards.
I have money. I'm good. I'm not stealing anything. Yet.
Yet.
Okay, but before going into town, I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy to basically disguise my eyes to make them appear human.
Cool. Can do, yep.
As
Right.
I always do before going into town.
I think Thaumaturgy is an instantaneous effect.
Yes. Up to a minute.
Okay,
so
up to a minute.
As I'm
So you have
walking
a minute of
through,
this.
I'm counting in my head and re-upping it every minute.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't need to be in town for long, so I'm only doing it when would be visible to others, or say making a transaction. I'm going to look around for a shop where I can buy some mining equipment. Some
Okay.
tools, shovels, pickaxes, wheelbarrows, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you can definitely buy those from the blacksmith.
Nice. All right. And say, and putting on her most normal voice, "Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
What can I do you for?
Can I take a look at what you have in stock as far as gardening equipment goes?
Gardening equipment.
Shovels, spades,
Yeah,
maybe
sure. And he points
maybe
to
a spare
like,
pick if
a
I
wall by the
run into some
door.
rocks.
and you see like there's hoes and shovels and
Excellent.
What the fuck?
okay, ma'am.
Definitely saying that under her breath, very sinister all of a sudden.
Tell me if you need any help with anything.
Yes, I'd like to, if you could, commission a pickaxe. Make that two. Two pickaxes.
2 pickaxes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
How much would this cost me?
Each pickaxe costs 13 gold. So it could run you 26.
Okay.
Before you notice he is working on some weird shield.
A weird shield.
A weird shield.
Well,
Ah.
how does this sound? I'll pay you up front right now for one of the pickaxes, and and when I return to pick them up, I'll pay you for the other one.
Sounds like a fair trade.
Okay. And I'm going to take 13 gold.
Alright,
I'd say that would
these
do.
will be done in like 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days will do. Can I have your name, by the way?
Tristan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Miss.
Yeah, Patricia.
Okay, Miss Patricia.
Yeah. Sure, I'll go with that. Patricia. Call me Rick for short. My name's not Rick.
He looks at you very fucking weird.
God damn it, Duncan.
In the middle of while we're talking, I re-up thaumaturgy on my eyes.
Oh, it's just like a blink of like.
Yeah, it's like conspiracy footage of it was like reptilians caught on like tape. It's for like 2 frames.
You're an actual reptilian, though.
Bye for now. And she's gonna walk out.
You can vaguely hear him, like under his breath, this town gets weirder every day.
Vari just kind of like places the pouch back like on her belt, kind of like sighs. There goes all my money. Oh well. Gonna have to ask Cross for 13 gold later. For that second pickaxe.
I knew you didn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
From that point, I'm going to head towards the church, and I'd like to like just scout it out basically to see if anybody's still around.
You see Marin's still there.
Oh, Marin?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And yeah, then I'll definitely line up to Marin and be like, hey.
What?
Well, I came here because I thought we were going to be talking to the one who touched the lantern. Are they inside?
Why are you asking me?
Because you're...
I came here to make sure that Cross didn't get his ass kicked by his wife.
Wait.
He's currently talking to his wife. He'll probably find out who the kid
Are you
is.
sure he's not dead? Shaking him by his shoulder. Are you sure?
Vari.
Marin?
He's fine. Don't you hiss at me.
No, that was me cringing. I'm Marin, I'm not going.
Then don't. Go to fucking sleep.
Okay, Marin. Just make sure he's not dead, will you?
I can confirm to you that he is not dead, speaking as I saw him just a few minutes ago.
When I come back tomorrow, he better not be dead.
Yeah, he
Or I'm
will not be dead.
I'm gonna kill him for showing up here.
He might be sore.
Yeah, probably a little sore in more than one way. 20 years, Marin. Fucking. That's a lot of time to like be absent from like your family.
Yeah, if anyone's going to kill him, it's his daughter.
I'm going to head back to camp now, I think. By the way, Marin, do you have 13 gold on you by any chance?
Why do you need 13 gold?
For a plan.
What did you do?
Are you sure Marin's going to like survive in there if like we go in and talk for a bit, you and I? Just look, I'm gonna like bring him like around the corner of the building into like an alley. Really, definitely not suspicious. This way.
He follows. He's confused.
Right. Okay, so I mentioned I would need your help for something.
Yes.
You see, with the whole plan, this actually works out. It's a good alibi for what I actually have planned. But the whole thing where they're going to be taking the lantern and leading, all those undead into the acid pit.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be needing to bring that lantern through those tunnels leading to the acid pit in order to set the trap there, right?
They're going to have to run, yes.
Right, and it's a very, very narrow tunnel, dotted with deposits of crystallized residuum.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know that this lantern, the nature of it, it's definitely not non-magical, we can confirm that much. I'm very worried. I have a bad feeling about what may happen if they were to bring that lantern through that tunnel with all those residuum deposits in there. So I wanted your help and your money to help pay for the pickaxe to remove those deposits, and this is where my plan comes into play. Put them somewhere else.
What are you planning to blow up?
Potentially, in accordance to what may or may not transpire after we're done with the relay race, depending on whether or not, the church or the Equinox Reserve decide to move in on our territory to take things over. Just maybe planning just a tiny cave-in. Just not much, just... You can't see it, but I'm doing
I'll give you the
the
money,
hand
I'll
circles.
help you get the residuum. We are not placing it to cause a break-in, a cave-in.
We'll see. If, for once, the fates of this world aren't doing everything in their power to spite people like you and I, then we won't have to cause any cave-ins, and we'll have a bunch of residuum to do whatever the hell we want with.
And we still have to deal with whatever the fuck is keeping the zombies alive. So.
Yes, I talked to the smith already, and it's going to take a bit to get the pickaxes made. We may have to, if we want to take the safe route to clear the residuum out of this tunnel, we might have to wait just a bit. 4 days was the ETA I was given.
I'm sure that could be brought down in a couple days if you pay him well enough.
I already paid him 13 up front for the one. If you think that can be arranged, then I guess bring it up with Cross if he lives.
He will be alive.
Awesome.
And he slips into your hand a small pouch of coins.
Alright, how many is it? So I can mark it down
26.
before I forget. Oh, with that, Marin. Till next time.
Yeah. I will see. And Cross will be alive.
Great. So, meet up tomorrow, usual place, tell the others that we're probably gonna have to wait a bit. Or alternatively, see if they want to take the risk of potentially carrying a very, very magical artifact through a tunnel full of very, very volatile magical crystals.
Whatever they want to do.
Right. Just promise me this one thing. If something is to, say, go wrong, I want you to make sure that Cross gets out of there first.
Oh, trust me, he is my priority compared to literally everyone else.
Good. That's why you're here.
He's the one paying me.
Yes, that's what you're being paid for.
Even
Excellent.
though he doesn't pay me much. Are you done throwing your paranoia at me?
It's not paranoia, it's contingencies. That sort of
Paranoid contingencies.
Paranoia, I wouldn't go with paranoia. Paranoia sounds like I operate out of fear. No. I
You were
operate...
shaking me like 5 minutes ago, asking if Cross was dead in a very panicked state.
I have every reason in the world, Marin, to assume that man was like instantly blasted by some sort of divine spell as soon as he walked in through those church doors.
That sounds like you're operating in fear.
I operate off of the knowledge that this world it is not a nice place. It is not fear, it is acknowledgement. A healthy sprinkling of pessimism on a big acknowledgement omelet. I sound like an idiot right now. I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Ava wasn't awake, was she? She better not be.
At this point, Ava's awake.
Howlite's just gonna, like, quickly come into the Erevan.
Howlite, as you walk in, you hear a
Loud.
tiny dragonborn snoring, and you see Celsus. Does Celsus sleep on his back? He seems like someone who would
Celsus
sleep
seems
on
like a psychopath that would do that.
Exactly!
Wait, am I a psychopath? Why?
Yes.
Sleep on your back?
Yes, you're a psychopath.
Because it's easier on my kitties to lay on me.
I can't fall asleep on my back. It's physically impossible. I've tried.
Yeah, I
I would
can't.
lay
Sleep on my
I would lay
chest.
awake for 5 hours if I tried.
I somehow I sometimes not only have to lay on my back, but I have to like prop my head up so I don't like suffocate from allergies.
Anyway, Howlite comes in and they're going to just like gaze around at everyone sleeping and just be like, kind of quickly, quietly slink into bed and try and hope no one notices them.
Erevan didn't even make it back to there.
If
He's,
Ava
like,
happens
on a
to be
pew.
awake, they're just gonna just like soft wave, very tired wave, and then up to the bed.
Ava goes over to a shelf where there's a bunch of like cloth piled up and pulls off a blanket and like hucks it up onto the top bunk. And it is extremely like very nicely warm.
Thank you. Why is this so warm?
Heating stone.
That's amazing. They're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna also try and tuck away that journal. Make sure it's really secured. Probably under my pillow, if I'm gonna be honest.
Alright.
I don't want any chance of anyone seeing that before I've explained what that is.
Vari, where are you going?
I'm going to head back to the Blacksmith and start seeing if I can work something out with the dude. Walk in again and kind of just like...
You're back?
Yes.
What can I do you for?
I was just away for a minute to, I needed to return to my gardening group. But I've returned, and I brought with me the payment. I know I said I was going to be paying for the second one, in the 4 days that you had given me. I figured I'd pay for it now, and if you and I could work something out, maybe pay a little bit of extra, just to get those pickaxes finished quicker.
He kind of like nods. I could probably make that happen.
How much extra would it cost me to, say, if me and my gardening group were going to be leaving town by the next day? How much would it cost me to get those
Tomorrow?
pickaxes done by sundown?
Today?
Today.
Impossible.
How about tomorrow?
Tomorrow I can do.
Excellent. I'm just going to upturn the my gold pouch like onto the
Like his counter?
yeah, the counter wherever he's working, kind of like on the bench next to him, is be like 28 gold pieces.
He looks up at you, looks down at the gold, looks up at you. That'll do. He kind of swipes the gold into like a box that he's got underneath the counter.
Excellent. I smile and then I re-up my thaumaturgy.
Such a good visual.
I love how you're specifically making it to happen to the points where it looks the most
Most sinister fucking moments. I'm just like, yes. Anyway.
Anywho, toodles.
Right.
just like excellent. The human eyes give a flash of being snake-like.
So fucking good.
Alright, I'm gonna return to my camp now.
Alright.
I'm gonna go lay face down on a big rock for a couple hours.
In the sun.
Tanning
Yeah.
like a snake do.
I'm basking.
Yes. Does Vari best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I lay face down on a big rock with Caramel Dancing playing in the background.